April 2014, my wife and I expected our first child, brought out Grant into the world. The nurses kept coming in and checking levels and tests and things like that, and something just wasn't right. So they decided that they were going to put him into the NICU so that they could more closely monitor his situation. Every 3 hours, they would take his little foot and prick it and get some blood out of it to take more readings. And so my wife and I, we lived 3 hours at a time. Grant remained in the NICU for 7 days. One of the doctors came to us and said, if there wasn't improvement soon, they were going to have to transfer him to another hospital. They had done everything they could at this point that they were equipped to do. The world stops. It is agonizing. That night, I lost it. I had to walk away. So I wandered the hospital. I didn't know where I was going, what I was doing. And I just happened to look up and see the hospital's chapel. As a kid, we really didn't grow up knowing God. So it was more of a grow up within the family believing that things were kind of in your control, and as long as you were a good person and if you made the positive choices, then you could kind of steer your life and your course. Wandering through the hospital, there's nothing I could do, nothing that I could personally do to make the situation right, to make it so Grant could come home. Being completely out of control and seeing that chapel there, it was just a rush of emotions, and I said, why not? Let's try every possibility. So I walked in and I got down and I lost it. I started crying and I prayed. I remember saying, please pull Grant through this and I will raise him in your eyes. I will raise him according to your word and make sure that he becomes a good person in your eyes. Well, later that night, we went back to the NICU. They took another test and it had gone up slightly. From that point on, every 3 hours, the tests kept improving. And in my mind at that point, it was something bigger than just a coincidence. 3 days later, we were able to bring Grant home, and today he's a happy, energetic little 4-year-old who you wouldn't know that this issue ever happened. I'm gonna get you. And shortly after he turned 1, we were blessed with another child, and Carter came into the world. Carter, what are you doing in a tunnel? After all that has gone on in my life, there was no one else to really thank for all that than God. And I knew that He was playing a big part in my life at that point. And so I made the decision to get baptized in November of 2017. When you come out of that water and you've made that pact, it's unbelievable. It's not going to solve all your issues. It's not going to relieve all your stress. But you can kind of throw your hands up a little bit and say, He's got this. So when things get out of control, you know that someone is still there.